You're listening to WCBG. WCBG, Small College, Big Voice. Hey, I'm Jeanine, and today's interview is with the amazing band Echosmith. I spoke to Sydney about their upcoming album, which is actually being released tomorrow. It's called Lonely Generation, so please go out and buy it, and be on the lookout for their tour. We can't wait to see what they do next, so stay tuned for this awesome interview. Hi, Sydney.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I just finished a workout, so I'm feeling a little productive.
Nice. Thank you so much for interviewing with us. It means a lot to us because I know I've listened to you guys since your YouTube days very early on when I was in middle school. So.
Oh my gosh, no way. That is so cool. Well, thanks for taking the time.
Of course, thank you. It really means a lot. I remember Talking Dreams on my iPod Touch. We're going back, but yeah, it's pretty cool. And I was super hyped to see that you guys are releasing some new music and a new album.
Me too. I think it's about time.
Do you mind telling me a little bit about your new album, Lonely Generation?
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so this album really feels like such a diary, really, for our whole family and our band. Mm-hmm. And it really just represents so much of what we've been through the past couple of years, the good, the bad, the in-between. And we just wanted to be so intentional when we were writing and recording this album because, like I said, we took our time with it, and we did that on purpose because we wanted it to feel right to us. And we wanted to really make sure that every single song that you hear and every single lyric, every sound in every song was feeling good to us. And I think that's so important to take your time with it because now the music industry has become very quick and very, put something out really fast and put out something else even faster. And we just wanted to keep the art of the full-length album alive, So this album is still so personal to us, and that's why it's such a great opportunity that we get to do it on our own record label and get to make that even more personal and have our hands on every little piece that you end up seeing or hearing. So I'm just so proud of how it turned out, and we all just feel so good about it, which I think is so important that each band member feels good about every decision that you got to make together.
I love that, and I love how you guys take the time, and you can definitely hear it in the songs you've already released, how everything has this this impactful moment for it. And even in your lyrics.
Totally.
Yeah. Even especially in Lonely Generation, the aspect of how I was talking about the social media age and how everyone should probably put down their phones every once in a while and appreciate the world around them. I think it's super fantastic that you guys are writing about super relevant things like that.
Thank you. And we just wanted to do that so badly because that's just how we were feeling. That's what we're thinking about. And we figured, geez, if I've been feeling this way, somebody else around the world is bound to feel this way too and probably needs to hear that they're not alone in that. So with Lonely Generation, it felt like such an important thing to talk about because I've struggled so much with finding the balance between real life and my phone and social media and making sure that I do good things on there and interact with our fans in a really great and healthy way. But at the same time, I need to continue to learn when to put down my phone and actually be in the moment because it's a great thing and you can use it for good for sure. But at the same time, I find myself just feeling so alone after I scroll for way too long and waste so much time. So we're just trying to open up the conversation about these types of things that are kind of hard to figure out and just see where everyone else is at and kind of figure it out together.
So how did the writing process differ from your debut album to your sophomore album?
I would say it just got so much more personal because I was only 14 or 15 when we wrote the first album, and as you can guess, you hadn't gone through too much at that age yet. And I'm only 22, so I still have so much to go through and so much to learn. But from, 14 or 15 to now, I feel like we've all gotten to experience so much more life in a totally different way and in a deeper way. So I just feel like we have so much more to say this time around, and that's what songwriting is all about. It's telling your story and just talking about where you're at and what you want to say through your music. And we just had so much more to say. And yeah, it's only 12 songs, but I think we got to say a lot within each and every one of those songs and kind of give a different message with each of them.
What's your favorite lyric off the songs on your new album?
Ooh, that's a good question. Maybe to help myself narrow it down. There's a lot of lyrics on there. To help myself narrow it down, I maybe would say, maybe I'll go off of the title track.
Mm-hmm.
And I think drinking from a broken glass, don't realize that's an important line because it just is the epitome of how we're all feeling and what we're all doing with our time. It's like, hey, we're spending all this time thinking that we're being so social, but at the end of the day, do any of us feel better after we've spent hours and hours on any of the social media apps, really?
Mm-hmm.
Or do any of us feel any less alone in a real way after quote-unquote socializing online? So I think drinking from a broken glass, don't realize is so, it speaks so much to that.
I love that, and I think that's great. Can you describe your sound for me in 3 words?
I would say fun, honest, and dynamic.
Ooh, that's great. I think that'll definitely relate to the tour you guys are going to be coming on very, very shortly. So, yes, it's exciting. And I know you guys are going to be stopping in New York, which is fantastic. So can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, we're just so excited to get back on the road because it's been a minute since we've gotten to tour, but we just love being on tour so much because, of course, getting to play these new songs live is going to be so exciting because it'll just bring an entire new life to all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also going to be so fun to see how the crowd reacts and also get to meet our fans and say hi to fans that we've met maybe 100 times. And I think that's so special that we get to have that face-to-face interaction that we just love getting to have with our fans. And it's so important to have that. You know, I think it's so cool that we get to do meet and greets after or before the show and get to give our fans some real hugs, you know, in real life. And it's just fun because sometimes you'll meet someone that you've been talking to on Twitter for years and you're finally getting to meet them in real life. So that's a really fun aspect of tour for sure. But the show itself is going to be super fun. And we're just planning it all out right now and trying to incorporate some fun new moments and have some really cool instrumental parts and just have a very dynamic show that has a lot of layers and depth to it, but also super fun. That's always our goal, that people are leaving feeling, I don't know, happier and better about life when they're done with the show.
I feel like you create this family environment. I know you guys are a family as a band, but also with your fan base, you're creating this bigger family in a way that everyone's going through the same experiences. And I think that's great that you guys are even taking the time out of your tour to even discuss that. And that's fantastic.
Thank you.
So I actually watched the music videos that you guys have put out, and I loved the one for Shut Up and Kiss Me. I thought that was so cute. Can you describe the concept for it for me and what your favorite part of filming it was?
That video was so fun, and I think it's honestly one of my favorites out of the 12 that we did for this album. And it was just so fun to just play out all these funny scenarios of a guy being totally clueless and me getting frustrated. And it's cool because that's my actual husband. So we had just a lot of fun. We obviously like hanging out, you would think. And yeah, it was just cool to be able to create that kind of story together. And of course, with an awesome camera crew and all that as well, because our director, Danny, was just so fun and so lighthearted and easygoing, which is really helpful when you're making a video because sometimes people can be very tense and very stressed out, but he just made it so fun. He was like, hey, try this, just in the moment, and it turned out to be one of our favorite moments when Cameron, you know, slides into frame or he falls off the fence or whatever it is. It was just a very collaborative, fun process to do together.
Oh, so cute. I love that. One of the questions that we have been asking a lot of people, we love to hear artists' answers to this. We think this is super important. Is what is your opinion of releasing an artist's music after they've passed away? Like the stuff that's in the vault that no one got to see before?
You know, that's a good question. And it's a tough question because it's so hard to say. And I guess it depends on the artist. However, I would only be able to answer that if I thought, okay, how would I feel if I died tomorrow and they released a bunch of old demos or unfinished things or things that were finished that we decided not to put out or something. And I don't know. I don't know how excited I would be about that, because there's some things that just don't feel relevant anymore. There's a reason we didn't release it, because I just don't relate to it as much as I did, I don't know, when I was 9. I mean, we started writing songs forever ago, so of course there's a lot of songs in there that could be potentially released if I died tomorrow or something. So I don't know. I would say, to respect the artist's privacy and their creative choices, I feel like it's probably safer to not release things, even though fans love it. But at the end of the day, you know, Prince probably didn't release that stuff because he didn't want to, you know?
Right, like, you guys have to be proud of it. It's your end product, and it's what makes you guys happy and what you want to see out in the world that describes you. And I definitely agree with that.
And there might be things that aren't finished, too, so that's also another factor.
Yes, I definitely agree. I feel like it's such a polarizing question in a sense, because some people have very different answers for it, and it's always great to see, like, how you guys want to be in the world, like how your perspective of yourself and the product you put out is. And that relates to...
Yeah, that's very true.
And that relates to my next question of, what type of impact do you hope Echosmith will have on the music industry?
I just hope that we can leave a good impression, and not just, that they appeared this way or whatever, but I just want to leave a great impression on people, the people that we've met, the people that we maybe haven't met, but they've heard our songs and gone to make an impact on their lives. I mean, that's been our goal from the beginning, is to give people a little more hope or more love that they can feel when they hear our music, and feel like they can get through whatever it is that they're going through a little easier. So that's always been our goal, is to make a good impression on people, not just to appear perfect or anything like that, but to just help people out. And I think if we could do that even for one person, that is a goal that's met. But we would love to do that for obviously as many people as we possibly can. And, you know, that's why it's so great that we get to release new music and continue to do that for hopefully forever. But we just want to leave that kind of good message behind, you know, no matter how long it is that we get to live back to that question before. We just want people to remember it as music that really just helped them and made them feel better about their life.
I definitely respect and understand that. That shows, like, the growth you guys have had throughout your career in the industry, and I'm so excited to see where you guys are headed next, because I know for me, hearing your music when I was, like, in middle school and high school, and then now in college, it's like, wow, it's all this stuff is still super relatable, and it's nice to know that someone else is going through the same things I did.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, thank you so much. I'm so glad that we're able to talk now after you already knew about us for so long. That is so rare and so cool. So, yeah.
Yeah, when I saw you guys were releasing new stuff, I was like, I have to reach out to them, because you guys have impacted my life. So it's great to see how it's progressed. And I know on your new album, you kind of, I would say, like, upped the musicality of it in a sense. From what I've heard like more synth and a lot more of like these really cool like bass lines. So is there like a specific...
Noah will be happy to hear that.
Was there like a specific influence or different influences that you went through and like heard about that you applied to your new album?
I would say it was kind of a blend of probably a million different things, because, you know, there was a time where, I don't know, I discovered Imogen Heap for the first time, and I freaked out, and I was like, how did I not know about her before? She's just brilliant. But, you know, like, that, for example, was really inspiring, and I literally wanted to go write a song right after hearing her for the first time. And, you know, there's so many examples like that with different artists or bands, and bands that we've loved forever, like Coldplay and The Killers, that we're constantly inspired by, whether it's the first album or the most recent one. And I think it's cool to be able to draw inspiration from all sorts of different people, but at the end of the day, just kind of make whatever comes out, and just let whatever melody comes out, or bass lines, or synth sounds that we like, just kind of all come out naturally. And then that is sometimes automatically just influenced by things that we love, and then other times it might be something completely new that we've never heard of necessarily. So, yeah, you really want to be intentional about keeping your eyes open musically so that you stay creative and and, have some fresh ideas. But at the end of the day, make sure that you're doing your own thing so you're not just, trying to be like anybody else, because at the end of the day, the person you're trying to copy is the best version of it, so there's no point in trying. So, yeah, I think there's a lot of different inspiration musically for this album if we did it over a longer course of time. But, yeah, it was a really fun process to kind of just experiment with a bunch of different things musically.
So my last question would be, where do you guys see yourself in 5 years?
5 years. I used to think that was a long time, and now I'm realizing how quick 5 years can go by. So I don't know necessarily in 5 years. I mean, I hope that we have at least another, 2 albums out or something like that. But we just want to continue making music. And, even though we're going to be promoting this sophomore album all next year and possibly longer, and just really going for it and sharing that with as many people as possible, we're still going to be actively writing songs and recording when we get home, just to keep the ideas flowing, because you never know what you can write on a day off. So I have no idea what the next 5 years look like, but at the end of the day, as long as we're still doing music and creating music and putting out whatever we can, I think it's going to be a really fun 5 years, while also living some real life in between. So yeah, I guess we'll see.
Thank you so much for interviewing with me. It means the world to us, and I want to thank you again for taking the time out of your day.
Oh, thank you so much.
Again, that was Sydney from Echosmith. Be sure to get their new album, Lonely Generation, out tomorrow. Stay tuned for some of the music from their previous album and their new one. Thank you for tuning in today.
Not really her style, and they all got the same heartbeat, but hers is falling behind. Nothing in this world could ever bring them down. Yeah, they're invincible, and she's just in the background. And she says, I wish that I could be like cool kids, 'cause all the cool kids, they seem to fit in. I wish that I could be like the cool kids, like the cool kids. He says I'm talking with a big smile, but they haven't got a clue. Yeah, they're living the good life, can't see what he is going through. They're driving fast cars, but they don't know where they're going. In the fast lane, living life without knowing. And he says, I wish that I could be like the cool kids, 'cause all the cool kids, they seem to fit in. I wish that I could be like the cool kids, like the disconnected now. I'm by myself. Here we are, left behind. Looking through a screen makes you feel alright. Another day, another dime. Looking in the wrong place for something right. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Looking in the wrong place for something right. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Looking in the wrong place for something right. We're the lonely generation, a pixelated version of ourselves. Empty conversations. I'm disconnected now. I'm by myself. In the dark, with open eyes, drinking from a broken glass, don't realize. Can feel the pain, can feel the thing. Wasting time and stuck inside a broken dream. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Wasting time and stuck inside a broken dream. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Wasting time and stuck inside a broken dream. We're the lonely generation, a pixelated version of ourselves. Empty conversations. I'm disconnected now. I'm by myself. Is this real or just a dream? Are we living in the in-between? Is this real or just a dream? Are we living in the in-between? We're the lonely generation, a pixelated version of ourselves. Empty conversations. I'm disconnected now. I'm by myself. We're the lonely generation, a pixelated version of ourselves. Empty conversations. I'm disconnected now. I'm by myself. You talk a lot, but you don't say what's on your mind. Your lips are moving, but you're saying something else with your eyes. Small talk is going out of fashion. Give me an honest interaction. I'm mystified. I'm wondering why you don't just shut up and kiss me. Shut up and kiss me. You turn away. Do you want me to say Shut up and kiss me. You turn away. Do you wanna say? Shut up and kiss me. You're such a mystery. You turn away. But I wish you'd say, I wish you'd say. Shut up and kiss me. Try not to let the burn become a scar. What's left of me is only